Hey YouTube, Mr. Slush here. Wanted to bring you out to my garden to take a look at a pretty neat tree. This one is the Jujube, and so this particular tree is probably about 9 feet tall at this point in time, and it is about 4, maybe going on 5 years at this point in time. And it is just a very prolific fruiting tree of mine, one I really enjoy. It is deciduous, so all the leaves are turning yellow at this point in time, and it's just about ready to go to sleep. But I wanted to show you something kind of neat with this particular tree, something most fruit trees do not do that this one does, and that I'm really always excited to see. And that is little sucker jujubes coming up nearby. So I've got one here, if you can see it, and he's probably about 14 inches tall. Just came up this season, and it's already losing its leaves as well. And then over here, if you can see, I've got another one. And so this one is probably about 8 feet away from the mother plant. So you can see that the roots are definitely extending outwards. And this one's going on about 2 feet tall. And so this one there is about 6 feet away from the mother tree. And so I can leave those be and allow them to grow. They are pretty prolific growers, pretty vigorous. So they can reach heights of 5 or 6 feet in a couple years. You know, they may grow 3 feet in a year if they're happy. The one is nearby a grapefruit, a Rio Red grapefruit I have out here in the yard. So, but they are pretty vertical trees. They really don't branch out horizontally so much. And that one's probably about, well, it's about 2.5, 3 feet from the nearest branch of this Rio Red grapefruit. I may leave it and just see what it does. This one here, I will definitely just leave as is and allow it to grow up. And as I said, it's just such a prolific fruiting tree. This whole thing will just be loaded with fruit. Late spring, early summer time frame. And the flowers are really small yellow flowers, and they just bring in all the pollinators. And I just see so many neat little insects around this tree. So whatever the flowers have as far as the nectar is concerned, they just absolutely love it. Not only the honeybees, but just every little insect you can think of swarms around this particular tree. The fruit itself, this is a smaller fruit. I'm not sure of the variety of this particular one, but they are smaller. They're about the size of like a marble, maybe a little bit larger than a marble. And they go from green, and then they'll start having shades of orange, and then they'll really turn a dark brown and start shriveling, and they turn into more or less a date, and they become very sweet, almost like a candy sweetness at that point in time. That's really my most favorite time to eat the fruit, is when it turns the brown and starts shriveling. You just have to make sure other insects aren't in it, though. I've come out and picked them before, and there would be like little, I'm not sure if they're little fruit flies or something small starts to take over once they get to an extreme point. So just always check your fruit and make sure you're not eating little bugs, but if you do, it's a little source of protein. And so there's all kinds of medicinal property with the jujube fruit. They may help with sleep. They may promote deeper sleep. They're really high in antioxidants. They can help with if you're constipated, things of that nature. I've seen reports where they may help with kidney support. And there's all kinds of medicinal properties within the jujube itself. I think they're pretty cold tolerant. I'm not sure what zone they go down to. But you know, it's definitely something, if you're in a more temperate climate, it's certainly something you can look at growing. You just may want to check the USDA zone base zone for the Jujube and see if it's something that would work in your climate. But if it is, I would highly recommend one of these trees. I've got a few more throughout the yard, and I've got a GA 866 variety, which is a larger fruit, but it's a much slower grower than this particular one. So but I've been trying to propagate this tree for several years. I've tried cutting, I've tried air layering, and nothing ever seems to work. The only thing that really does work is to pull up these sucker plants with the roots attached and transplant them out. That's really the only way I've been able to get them to propagate. So if anybody has any ideas on how to propagate these outside of the sucker plants that pop up, feel free to comment below. I'd really like to hear any additional insights on that. But this is the Jujube, and it's an excellent tree to have in your landscape and garden. And it's a great pollinator attracting tree, and it's very prolific with the fruit. And the fruit has all kinds of nutritional and medicinal value. So I hope you have a great day, and thanks for watching, and God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.